What is your website?
My website is, I'll give it to you right here.
Right.
It's
www.
3 W's. www.
Well, hold on. I just got the one W.
Okay. And then dot after that.
Dot for Dottie.
And then speakandgrowrich.com.
SluttyBitch.com.
Right.
It's all there. www.SluttyBitch.com.
It's got a great big website and a lot of information on it for all of you who would.
I can't wait to go there.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a computer.
Well, then you have a friend that does.
I do.
Sure, I know you would.
Dottie, I gotta go now. I'm gonna start working on this.
Okay, let me know how you're doing.
I haven't started yet, but
well, you're just now getting the information, Iris. So
I really am.
Keep us updated.
It'll be Portuguese gangbang, and that's the humor, and the heart is one of them couldn't get it up. Thank you so much, Dottie.
That's the moral?
Oh, you're so welcome.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Jesus walks with you, Dottie. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you for the call, Iris. Now, Dottie, even a person like that could find themselves with a speaking career.
Well, of course, I've never seen him on the stage, but
yeah.
You know, if you're a storyteller, probably you tell stories when you're out for dinner with your friends. You're always got a good story and you're sharing it with everybody. Well, then you're a speaker.
All right, it's www.speakandgrowrich.com. Dottie Walters, the book is Speak and Grow Rich, and you can pick it up any bookstore.
Yes, we have it in stock here. If anybody wants to order it from me, I could give my phone number, and I'll send them a gift copy of my Big Speaking magazine that I publish.
Great. And what's your phone number?
626 252 335 8061.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Andre. Andre, you're on the Ron and Fez show with Dottie Walters.
Hello?
Hello.
This is Andre?
Yes.
Is this Dottie Walters?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
Dottie, I'm a big man.
How big are you, Andre?
I'm 7'4", 560 pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
From Grenoble, France.
Uh-huh.
I worry that my size might be intimidating to an audience.
Well, not if you're the kindly giant.
The kindly giant.
Sure. Call yourself something like that.
But even at 6'10",
So I need a gimmick.
do you even think it's 6'10"?
No, 7'4".
Yeah.
560 pounds from Grenoble, France.
Make your stories match your height.
Yeah, it'd be like big stories, or you could come out with like animals, like
tall tales.
Yeah, tall tales.
Yeah.
He could come out with.
Usually, you're making say 4 or 5 points, and you're going to have a story to illustrate each one.
Right.
And you act it out as you would when you were telling your children's stories.
Right.
The bear said, "What are you doing here, Goldilocks?"
This is good. Now, I mean, if he worked with, let's say, dogs or snakes.
No, I cannot work with snakes.
Why not?
I have a huge fear of snakes.
Huh.
And you know what? It seems like any time I am talking, or as I like to put it, cutting a promo, someone always shows up with a snake. I don't want to mention any names. Let's just call him Jake.
Oh.
Jake the snake.
And next thing you know, there's a snake there, and I have to get the hell out of the birds.
When you're on stage, you're the one telling the stories.
Right.
So don't talk about snakes when you're on stage.
He's got to believe in himself then.
Yes, of course.
All right, because it would be a mistake.
A what?
Mistake.
Oh, I thought you said big snake.
No.
It's a big snake. You know, I worry about a microphone cord. Could I work cordless?
Cordless?
I guess you could. Yeah, I use a cordless mic when I'm on stage.
Yeah, I worry about my accent, too.
Well, you're from Canada.
No.
Yeah.
I'm 7'4", 560 pounds, from Grenoble, France.
All right. Well, thank you, Andre.
Maybe I should get a manager who did speaking for me.
Like Bobby.
No, he'll want to get all the money then.
Right. That's true.
That's right. Weasel.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dottie Walters.
All right. It's Dottie Walters. It's Speak and Grow Rich. That's the name of the book. And what's the phone number if anybody wants to call?
Area code 626-335-8069. And we'll be open tomorrow. It won't be open any further tonight.
All right. Well, let's see. The next call is Joey. Joey from the Bronx.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
This should be interesting. Here's Joey from the Bronx.
He's got some tales.
Hello, Joey.
Oh, Dottie, how are you? This is Joey. Joey from the Bronx.
Have we met before, Joey?
We ain't never met before, Dottie, but you sound pretty hot. I'd like to meet you. I bet you got some great games there.
What do you want to know, Joey?
Hey.
That isn't exactly what you need to run a speaker.
Hey, well, you know the thing is that my life is like the Rocky movie. You ever see Rocky?
Sure.
But it's without all the fighting because I'm a paraplegic.
Oh.
But the thing is, though, like I've been on crack and cocaine and stuff, and now I'm into the young kids, like the rappers. Now, you say I can make thousands of dollars doing this?
Of course.
I make some girls too?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the next question I got, this is the last one for you. Now, they're going to turn my life into a movie? I get some book deals?
Well, that
because I can't be speaking all the time.
That I'm involved in. I don't know much about that because we are booking speakers to big conventions.
All right. Big ones?
Mainly big conventions, and then maybe if enough people hear Joey's story. Yeah.
Then they could put me in a movie.
Right.
Like that means.
That often happens, but that isn't something that speakers bureaus are involved in.
But you see that guy Tony Robbins, the guy with the big teeth?
Yeah.
He was in a movie. He was in the elevator.
It does happen.
That's true.
It does.
The movie was Shallow Hal.
That's
hey,
good.
Donnie.
Yeah.
You married?
All right, Joey, thanks for calling.
Hey, you're welcome, Ron. You have a good night.
All right, it's Joey from the Bronx. A lot of people feel like they have these stories, huh, Daddy?
Oh, yes, because think of the best speaker you ever heard.
Jerry Seinfeld.
And, yeah, sure, Jerry Seinfeld. But in addition to that, think of Earl Nightingale. There have been a lot of radio people who have been very famous.
Like who?
Paul Harvey.
Harvey?
Yeah, Paul Harvey, the radio man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He'd always start his radio shows by saying, tonight this traveling microphone will be in Chicago, Illinois, And he'd tell about where he was speaking, and that way everybody kept calling him to book him.
I see. So we could kind of turn our show into a traveling microphone, Fez.
And get the speaking engagements to go along with it. Kill two birds with one mic.
Oh, you can't kill birds, can you?
Not long ago I was speaking in Australia, and I was on Good Morning Australia. It was a radio show.
Could you get that in this country, or you just have to be down there to hear it?
Oh, it can be done wherever you get the call to go.
Right.
But I asked her, she was a beautiful lady, I said, do you do any speaking yourself? She said, oh, yes, I do a lot of banquets. Since my program's on in the morning, I'm free in the evening. And I said, who are they for? And she said, well, all the big companies always have an annual banquet every year. And so I come in and I said, well, then what do you talk about? And she said, I talk about all the interesting people I interview.
Uh-huh.
So I'm telling you that story to show you anybody who's in show business could do the same.
How much do you think she'd get paid for that?
Oh, at that time she said she was making $5,000 U.S. It was about a half-hour program.
And that's Diane Sawyer.
Yeah.
All right, here's Fred Rogers. Fred Rogers, you're on with Dottie Walters.
Thank you, Ron and Fez.
Thank you, Fred.
Hello, Dottie.
Hello.
I'm a meek man, very humble. I only like to speak to my neighbors. Of course, I also talk to my fish when I see them.
Well, if you don't love to tell stories to your kids and your wife and your neighbors, I don't recommend you go in it.
I'm sorry?
I said, if you don't love to tell stories to your children and your wife and your mom and everybody you know, I don't think you'll be a good speaker.
I don't like that. That's not positive reinforcement, Dottie. But I think it's special that you have a talent to stand in front of people and talk.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel good
maybe you
about
do
yourself?
too. You might find out you love it.
I do like to speak in front of people with friends, though. They're called
I think then you'd be all right if you could do that.
I like to use puppets when I speak.
Oh, that's darling. I have a puppet I often use.
Really?
It's a dragon. Yeah, and I tell people...
What's the name of the dragon?
Well, Dragon is his name.
Mine's
but it's a hand puppet.
I'll beat that.
And he appears from under the lectern. He
I also
comes
have
out.
the owl. Have you heard
and the point is that he whispers in my ear, and I ask everybody in the audience if they speak dragon.
Hello?
Yes. Did you hear me?
No, did you hear me?
Well, I didn't. I was answering your question.
Feel warm.
Yeah,
I think it's special too. And I have to say that sometimes my lips move, but if people like it, it doesn't really matter. What, Dottie?
Yes.
What's the name of your book?
Speak and Grow Rich.
One more time.
Speak and Grow Rich.
Speak and what?
Grow. G-R-O-W.
Speak. I knew you could say that.
Speak and Grow Rich.
What should I wear when I speak? Normally I wear
the finest suit you can have tailored for you.
Although I walk into my house in a sport coat, but no one knows where I was.
Well, a nice, a real good suit. You're going to look the part of a very successful person.
I once told my friend, he's a chef. His name's Don Brockett. And I told him he should speak about cooking. But
lots of chefs do that.
Fred, you miserable old feeble man, get off my back, prick.
Well, if you don't like telling people stories, you're not going to be a great speaker in any field.
I'll have to hang up and listen. Here comes the trolley. It's time to take my friends to the land.
Okay.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Good night. Nighty-night.
Good night.
Nighty-night, Dottie.
Now, Dottie, I worry.
Bugs bite.
I worry about Fred because he doesn't seem like too dynamic. Is that a problem?
Well, it's like anything. If you said to me, could I be a singer? Could I be a baseball player?
Right.
How much do you want to? How much do you
with all my
love
heart.
It? If you love it, of course you'll be successful.
So if you love something, you can make it happen.
That's true. If you love writing a book, you want to tell stories all the time, you want to write them down, you'll be successful.
I do.
But if you hate to tell stories, then don't be a writer and don't be a speaker.
Like that last guy, he wouldn't make it, Fred Rogers.
That's true. I don't
think so.
Yeah. Every speaker I've ever booked and know personally, and I know thousands of them,
right.
They all have a story to tell.
He didn't have one. All right, let's take one more call. It's Dottie Walters on with us. Speak and Grow Rich is the name of the book, and you get any bookstore. Here's Jan. Jan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, this is Jan.
Hi, Jan.
It's nice to talk to Dottie Walters.
I'm right here.
And I was talking about this. I was thinking about this. My sister Marcia, she was into public speaking, and it led to a lot of trouble at home. And I wonder if you ever encountered anything like that. One time, she got interviewed after school by reporter Ken Jones from KCLA Channel 9 News about, can girls do anything boys can do? And she said right there on Channel 9 News that, yes, girls can do anything boys can do. Well, next thing you know, she's trying to join the Frontier Scouts with my brother Greg, and my little brother Peter is going door to door trying to sell cookies for the Sunflower Girls. It just led to all kinds of trouble at home. And I said, what caused all this trouble? And it was public speaking with Ken Jones for KCAL, Channel 9 News.
Kids, huh?
Now, that's a good story, right, Dottie?
Yeah. Well, that's a story in itself. And she must be good at selling something. So if she's selling Girl Scout cookies.
Well, I don't think they were Girl Scout, were they?
No, Sunflower Girls. And Peter couldn't sell one box. But Marcia did make the Frontier Scouts and then decided she didn't want to be a Frontier Scout. She just wanted to prove to the boys that she could make it.
Well, I don't. I find that people who've achieved something in life like to go out and tell others how they can do it too.
Me too.
When you're public speaking, I've always heard this old gag. Try to picture the crowd in their underwear.
Right, I've heard that.
Does that work? Because when Marcia kept failing her driver's test, they told her to finally picture the tester in his underwear, and she did. And she laughed right out loud in the car, and she got her license. Then, of course, more trouble at home. She got into it with Greg over who's the better driver. And my dad set up this whole obstacle course. And the person that came closest to the last cone without knocking the egg off was the winner. Greg choked. He knocked the egg off. He had to do all of Marcia's chores for a month.
What you want to be thinking of is you're standing, if you're a little bit frightened the first time, I've had audiences of 5,000 and all the saliva left my throat. But I looked at them and suddenly I realized that they were my children. And I put my arms out to them with my hands up, my palms up, and I thought at them. I didn't say it, but I thought at them, here I am. I'm the one you've been waiting for.
That's like at our house, where the only steps are the ones that lead right up to Bobby's bedroom.
What's that mean?
Bobby was feeling left out. Everyone had gone off, and no one said goodbye. And he